What's poppin', everybody? If you don't already know, then you should. It's another episode of what the fuck is going on in the music industry. It's a lot going on right now. A lot of good things, very good things. Last night was probably the biggest versus battle we'll ever see. Because it was two people who legitimately did not like each other for a very long time. 15 years if we going by what they say. They had one hit together, and it was a big hit, and it got both of them on. But right after that, it was over with. I'm talking about Jeezy and Gucci Mane. And Big Snow is what they saying. But yeah, they did a versus last night, and versus is becoming the way that all of us can kind of see concerts and, you know, be safe right now during, you know, all the COVID measures and procedures that we got to go through, and getting a unique experience and seeing some things that we would have never otherwise seen. It went from just two people playing songs off their phones, you know, their old hits off their phones, to real production. Last night they were at Magic City, a place that got both of them to the spots that they are now, and, you know, everybody that's involved with them in Atlanta. And it was a big night for hip-hop. Of course, you know, with this beef, the reason I say it was a real beef is because you had, you know, one person, Jeezy, you know, whatever beef they had before caused him to want to send somebody to kill Gucci. And you know, Pookie Loc is who he sent, and Gucci, you know, shot him and killed him out of self-defense. And that's one thing, and that's honestly, that's fair. You know, if you want to keep it 100 and keep it street, that's what the street is. You know, you send somebody to kill me, you can't be mad if they don't kill me and I kill them. It's kill or be killed if you want to be 100% real with it. So a lot of people don't understand how they could squash that beef. Folks saying, you know, it couldn't be me. You know, somebody sent somebody to kill me, I would never be straight with them. I'd be ready to shoot on sight. Or, you know, in Jeezy case, they saying, oh, somebody killed my homie, you know, and he gonna talk shit about it for 15 years. You know, I'm ready to shoot on sight. I'm ready to go. But if, you know, that's the difference between the mindset, that soldier mindset, and a boss mindset. You know, I feel like both of them, they learned over these, you know, 15, 20 years that the game is never, you're not playing checkers, you're playing chess the whole time. And in chess, the way that you win successfully is you got to keep evolving your game. You got to keep evolving yourself into a better self and a smarter self, and, you know, let some old things pass no matter how hard they may be. These are both two people who are giants in their industry, like legends in their industry for one reason or another, and they're both very important and essential to what, you know, hip-hop is right now. But aside from all that, like, I had to get that out of my system because people been asking me about it all day, and I can't really say nothing because, you know, I'm at work, so I'm working like one does. But yeah, I mean, it was a big night. But in talking about the strategy that was put behind this, dang, my camera's shaky. I'm in an earthquake. I got this new setup. It's not the best, but it works. Yeah, so, you know, last night, first thing I noticed, the first thing Gucci does, you know, when he gets on stage, he's like, this is my motherfucking show. And
fucking grades, nigga. And why you nigga, where your grades at? Where your grades at? You got straight fuck.
You know, this the Gucci show. You know, fuck all that other shit. And he just ran right into first round, you know, It's the first round of Jeezy versus Gucci, and you know, that's a very fitting song because in fact was the first round of Jeezy versus Gucci. So it took me a while to realize he was actually getting into a song. I thought he was just like saying this was the first round of Jeezy versus Gucci. But yeah, so you know, he went into it right into a diss track, and honestly, to me, that was crazy, but not for the fact that he was starting off with a diss track, because you know, I 100% believe that's what he was gonna do anyway. But the fact that he wasn't going for hits straight off the top, so I feel like if you want to compare it to like a boxing match, for example, he came out throwing a haymaker and he swung and he hit very hard. You know, tried a first punch knockout, not even a first round knockout, but Jeezy came right back and hit him over the head with a hit. You know, a classic hit, the first, you know, one of his big classic hits. And Jeezy stayed right there in that zone the whole time. He was like, no matter what you do, Gucci, I'm gonna come up with these, you know, TM 101 and these Can't Ban the Snowman hits, and it ain't nothing you can do to touch that. So it stayed right there for a long time. Gucci was taunting him with, you know, play something new, you know. You got all these this old shit from, you know, 20 years ago. You ain't played nothing new yet. And Jeezy was like, and I ain't got to, because I got all these hits from you know, 2000. I can go for a long time off just this stuff. And when he finally did play something new, you know, he played the one with Bankroll, and that was a hit. And that's, honestly, it ain't like brand new, but it's fairly new, and that was still a hit. So you can't say that Jeezy ain't got no new hits, because he do. And you know, right when, and the funny thing was, right when he played that, first thing Gucci did was went back to his old stuff. He played Lemonade after that. It's like, yeah, that's an old hit, dog. Like, and honestly, the new hit that he played was Wake Up in the Sky with Bruno Mars and Kodak. But that's a Bruno Mars hit, dog. Like, honestly, like, and I feel this is just my opinion, but Gucci's verse wasn't essential in that. It didn't even need to be there. It could have just been Bruno Mars by itself. Kodak didn't even need to be there. But it, you know, it made it better. It made it street valid with those two people being on it. But you know, Bruno saved him on that one. So it is what it is. Like, yeah, Bankroll might have saved Jeezy on all there, but both y'all done had some people save y'all on some tracks. So let's not even like front like that. And then, you know, Gucci went straight back to the diss songs, and then he finally dropped The Truth, which everybody was waiting on. And the reason everybody was waiting on that song is because that's the song where he talking about killing, you know, Pookie Loc. And honestly, for a regular person, that song probably cuts deeply. If somebody made a song about killing one of your homies, somebody close to you, and it seemed like they kind of taunt you about it, you might want to pop off. And honestly, I did at first expect Jeezy to kind of like lose his cool, and it seemed like he was at first, but the way he came back, my God, he came back with that realest nigga alive. You can see it in my eyes. Like, oh, like he killed him with that one. Like, that was the song, like, when it came out, and there wasn't no topping that song. Like, and then the way he dropped it, the speech that he, you know, had to lead up to it, like, I'm like, Jeezy turned into Martin Luther King or James St. Patrick or somebody, because he on another level. Like, anybody else would have just went off. And Gucci was expecting him to go off, because he was like, nah, because you said when, you know, to do this, you know, I agree. The only way I would do it is if we keep it street. And he was like, I know what I said. Like, don't worry about all that. You know. So from then on, I felt like anything Gucci played, it was just like I wasn't even paying attention to what Gucci played, because even still after that, Jeezy was still dropping classic hits all the way up to the last song. And what's funny was in my text thread with my homies, like maybe 5 songs before they got to the last song, I was like, so you think they gonna do the So Icy? You know, they gotta do So Icy finale. And it was like, it only made sense, you know what I'm saying? My homie was like, it's only right that they do that. And they did it. And honestly, I was saying it kind of jokingly, but I didn't really expect them to do it. And by damn, they did it. And that kind of showed me, and that was historic, because that was the first time they ever performed that song together. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's a big moment for two people who beefing, who had a hit song and have never performed it together. And they performed the damn song together, like, for the first time 20 years later. That's crazy. And, you know, for that to happen then right after that song, they, you know, made it known that, you know, I guess Jeezy extended, like what he said was he extended the olive branch, and he accepted it. Gucci accepted it. So, you know, let's like let bygones be bygones. And that's a big moment for Black culture. That's a big moment for the streets, because what that means is that changes how we could see beefs, you know, like going more into how people think. That changes everything from, you know, we got a beef till one of us die, or we got a beef till we dead and gone, or, you know, we got a beef and never talk again. It's like, oh, if you can talk it out, that's all you got to do. No matter what it is, somebody killed your best friend, you can still get past it. Like, that's a big moment. It's the hardest thing in the world to do, guarantee you. And some folks ain't gonna agree to that, but hey, it is what it is. It can happen, no matter what happens. Somebody fucked your ex, all that stuff. Like, if it's your ex, it don't matter no way, you know. All that stuff. So, you know, folks of course start talking about, man, what about a Yo Gotti and Dolph joint? And it's like, not yet, because like I can guarantee you, it's still some fresh ones. Them folks be shooting at each other weekly. It feel like, you know, you got
down, him,
you got the what's his name?
down, him,
Black youngster, you know, talking shit constantly. You got a whole bunch of folks on either side just talking shit constantly about, you know, how you miss 100 shots, and that was years ago now. But still, that's a fresh wound, and a lot of these beefs gonna take a long time. Like this one, you know, last night was reminiscent of, honestly, without the killing, it was reminiscent of, you know, Jay-Z and Nas. It was like a beef you never thought was gonna, you know, be okay. You thought that was just gonna be beef until one of them just quit rapping, and even still after that, but that can change. So I'm hopeful to see them potentially do a couple more songs together at least. Then right after that, Jeezy, you know, dropped Recession 2, which I was listening to this morning. Honestly, I think it's another classic for real. Like, it sounds good. Like, I wasn't bored listening to the songs. I wasn't getting, like, you know, not paying attention to the song. I was hanging on every word of every song. And it's partially, yeah, I'm a Jeezy fan, but I'm a Gucci fan too, you know, and I would hang on to, you know, the stuff that he puts out the same way. Like Gucci, you know, put out a compilation album of, you know, older stuff, but it ain't gonna hit the same because we already heard this stuff, honestly. That's my take on it though. The verses for last night, and that was a big night for the music industry. There's some more things coming up. I'm gonna talk about it in, you know, a few later videos, but for now, that was the biggest thing and my takeaway from last night. So let me know what you think, whether it's good or bad, however you feel. Just let me know, in the comments. Like it, dislike the video. Give me your reactions on what I'm saying.
Must have been too